Jackson Dart wins his first NFL game as a starter for the G-Men, 21-18 over the Chargers. But as the meme goes, what did it cost you? Everything, perhaps, as star wide receiver Malik Neighbors seems to have torn his ACL. What a game, what a start for Jackson Dart in his tenure here in New York. This is the Forced Fumble. I am D-Pro. I'm joined by JD and Chewbacca. I'm not a Giants fan, but I was excited watching Jackson Dart out there marching down the field for the first time, getting that touchdown in MetLife. Giants have been downtrodden for so long, it felt like your dork friend touching a breast for the first time, seeing him score that touchdown, right? So, but I'm going to start with you, Chewbacca, because you had two consequences coming from this game, did you not?
A couple of weeks back, we picked our shit the bed candidates. I picked the San Diego Chargers. I thought they wouldn't perform up to their preseason power ranking of 12. And all they went on to do the last 3 weeks is win, no matter what. So here I'm feeling like a total loser that I'm saying they're going to have a down year. JD has Atlanta. That's so far looking good. You said Miami. I mean, their coach, I find myself saying the same things about the Miami coach that I used to say about Barack Obama. And that's like, who the hell is this guy? Where did this guy come from? And how the hell did this guy get the job? So you guys are just like on point. And here, the 3-0 Chargers. So what do I do in my survivor pool? I'm gonna stake one of my handles. I only have 2. I don't have 8 or 16 like you guys had been making fun of some of the guys in the pool.
Some of my closest friends, degenerates. Yeah.
But I'm taking the Chargers. Myself and 8 other handles risk their full lives on the Chargers, 3-0 Chargers coming into MetLife against the 0-3 Giants. And sure as shit, Giants pulled off the win, and now I'm down to 1 handle.
So you mean to tell me that I'm the only one on this podcast still in the Chewbacca eliminator pool?
Well, I've got 2 handles
on week 4.
One of mine is still in. The other one I had Detroit today.
One of my handles.
I love, by the way, Jay, just real quick, I love the trip back to 1998 with the mention of Obama and the San Diego Chargers.
Yeah,
we're in 2025, right? Just checking.
Well, no, I was giving you credit with, saying that Miami's going to shit the bed, although I don't know who expected anything of Miami this year. So I thought you were a little suspect with your, they're going to underperform. But really, this McDaniel guy, like, how did he get the job? I mean, I know that's not what we're talking about, but how did he get the job?
Yeah, so D-Pro, I think that fell on deaf ears, but I will go back to your Dart comment. The guy didn't even throw for over 120 yards, and all my Giants fans are like at full rod right now.
I would too. I don't blame him.
Over what?
Because you know what? He ran out of that tunnel. He might as well have been holding up a big sign that said hope, because that's all people want. Like Chewbacca was in MetLife the week before, right? For the Chiefs-Giants game. So do you have any sense, I don't know how hammered you were, but do you have any sense of how much excitement there was in the crowd when Jackson Dart took the field for like those 2 handoffs?
It didn't seem to change. There's just no buzz. There's nothing. It was a lame stadium. It was a lame fan base, although they haven't had much to cheer about in some time. So, I was sitting with Giants fans, but we left in the third quarter.
Question for you. The crowd didn't pop when all of a sudden Jackson Dart comes out onto the field instead of Russell Wilson?
There was probably a sarcastic kind of, oh, thank God, not like our saviors here, but like put this, because Russell Wilson, everybody knows he's just a douchebag. I mean,
he's at this point, he's just a guy. He's a jag.
Yep.
He's what?
Jag, just a guy at this point.
Yeah, he's just a guy.
Yeah.
And maybe there was a little, again, I was pretty drunk. But he came in for one play. I think he either ran it or handed it off real quick. And
he handed it off twice. I know more about this game and I was not there, but he handed it off twice.
That's why I don't go to games. I don't enjoy going to games. I enjoy watching games at home.
So back to this game and Dart and Neighbors, the original topic from 5 minutes ago on the ADD podcast. So Malik Neighbors, he's another victim of the MetLife turf. It happened to Odell Beckham. It happened to Malik Neighbors. Guess what, fellas? In 24 hours, my daughter and her club soccer team are playing on that field at MetLife Stadium tomorrow night as like a special attraction game. If anything happens to her, so help me God.
They're going to make you sign a waiver.
Yeah, they're
going to send a waiver to play.
I feel like the game speed would be a little different in your daughter's game.
Slightly. but that turf is a nightmare. Get
It was
that out of
terrible.
there.
The whole stadium's a nightmare. It's just a joke. It's just a joke.
MetLife Stadium is a joke. Yeah.
It was just very unimpressive. Um, I mean, like, why can't we have nice things? I don't know why.
They resent them for giving them nothing over the past several years,
Nothing.
so I get that.
Nothing.
But so that's that. We're going to see what's in store for Dart. At least the Giants will have something to look forward to, rather than, like you said, JD having just a guy, Russell Wilson, who claims he's not done, which is very similar to when Bill Cosby told us a couple of years ago he was not done. He's done. Okay. But on today's show, we are all going to be picking our dark horse MVP candidates. So each of us can be picking one guy who may not be a favorite, but somebody who we think could sneak in there and win MVP. We think he has a shot. And then I am going to be doing one of my favorite things, having a lightning round with you two jamokes called Fact Fiction. Somebody throwing out like 10 scenarios. If you're listening, I've not shared these scenarios with these two guys. So I want their very quick gut reactions, and then we'll have a little talk about it because some of these are a little divisive. Okay. Let's go to our dark horse MVP candidates. And JD, I'm going to start with you. Who's yours?
So my guy, Deeper, to answer your question, currently leads the NFL in passing yards, and that's Justin Herbert. So if they continue to win and these numbers put him in contention, the numbers that he can put up. He's thrown some touchdowns. I think he's tied for third amongst a slew of others for the touchdown lead. He's finished second in NFL total yards per season twice. So this is a guy who's got the goods, is finally healthy once again, and could possibly do it, fellas. I don't know. How do you guys feel about this choice right here?
I think it's a good one. I mean, I think, like you had just prefaced it, out of the top tier, not the Allens, not the Lamars, not the Mahomes, or even a Saquon or Derrick Henry type. Although it doesn't seem like they give it to running backs anymore because they didn't give it to Saquon last year. So,
Yeah, criminal, frankly.
but I thought so. But yeah, I could see that happening. I mean, he seems like he's right at that next level of quarterbacks. So, dark horse. I mean, I think mine's a little darker because he's a little further down and there's lower expectations, but I can't be mad at you.
Yeah, I think what's going to hurt his MVP case is he has that lack of dual threat kind of thing.
Exactly. Yep.
He doesn't have that rushing, and in many recent MVP races, you've seen the quarterbacks that win it, like Jackson and Allen, definitely have that threat of the rush. So I think that's going to work against him. But we'll see.
JD, I was going to make that exact point. The guys who are up there are guys who are doing everything. They're hosting the party, they're serving the drinks, they're serving the food. It's very obvious, and their teams are very successful, right? So I think at the very least, the Chargers would have to get to the AFC Championship game in order for Herbert and maintain that level of that stat level, be the number one or two passing quarterback in the league to have
Great
any
call.
sort of shot. But I
Great
think
call.
so. What are the odds for Herbert?
Odds for Herbert MVP preseason, he was in the plus 2,000 range. Now, with his success, he's shot up to plus 1,400. Still a dark horse candidate, if you want to lay some money.
So, JD, speaking of guys who are mobile versus not, my dark horse candidate is Baker Mayfield. Saw this firsthand when he came back to beat the Jets a week ago. And the guy just has this fire, this competitiveness. He's a winner. He knows how to win games. Granted, he's been a little off balance. For the Browns to have given up on him after 3 seasons, when they've had nothing, they've been in QB purgatory for years and years and years. He's making them look silly right now. And I think he plays with a chip on his shoulder. He has a fire. He has a charisma that fans kind of gravitate towards. And he's got a great team. They nearly beat the Eagles this week. So finally, somebody's going to try to beat those Eagles. And I think he's got a good outside shot.
Yes.
He's a competitor. He does scare me a little because the MVP tends to favor those top tier teams whose QBs are a real standout. So if Tampa has a little bit of regression, I think that's going to definitely hurt his chances.
Yeah, well, that's like anything else, right? If the Chargers don't get to the AFC Championship game at least, or at least divisional, he has no shot of winning MVP. And same thing with Baker. I think they'd have to go deep into the playoffs, and that always helps your chances.
If I was to be a wise ass about it, I would say his MVP odds are just like his career, short, loud, and destined to end in commercials. So it's
he's already doing commercials too.
Exactly.
So Chewbacca, who's yours?
I think I think that the Temple of Gloom continues with the Giants. having seen Saquon go down, have an MVP like year last year, and give up on Indiana Jones, not Danny Dimes, but Indiana Jones. But he's got them 3-1. His QBR is 111. That's about 40 points higher than Russell Wilson. And as the weeks go on, and if that's an 8-3 team, a 9-4 team, and they're in the hunt, and he's playing well, that QBR stays over 100. He's getting first downs with his legs. He's throwing touchdowns and maybe not throwing too many picks. They're going to start, he's going to be talked about, whether he's going to be talked about in the MVP or as a dark horse candidate. Like, I just think it's hilarious. It could have happened to a better franchise.
If he even
Steve.
gets a single MVP vote, I think the Giants have to just
Oh yeah,
put down your chips and walk away from the poker table. You don't even look at your cards; just walk away, because
Yeah.
that the ultimate. Like I said before about the Browns of Baker Mayfield, like it's embarrassing for them that he's doing so well. Could you imagine after Daniel Jones was left for veritably dead, for him to come back and have this kind of season is unbelievable.
I'm with you, Chewbacca, up until a certain point. With the preseason odds on Daniel Jones, I saw them at 500 to 1, and they've slimmed down to 80 to 1. So now they're at 80 to 1, which is still, Vegas saying they're kind of begging you to donate at this point.
Which they tend to do, yes.
Yeah, optimism tax. That's what that is, right?
I like that.
Yeah,
Daniel Jones, probably the longest shot of the three. But
definitely.
the fact that we're talking about it is crazy to me.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing is that all three of the teams that we mentioned here, Chargers, Bucks, and Colts, all 3-1.
Yeah, they're doing
So
well.
on winning teams. So these are guys to watch if you want those long shots to bet some little bit of money on. I like it.
So are you guys ready for a little fact or fiction?
I'm ready. JD, are you ready?
I'm ready for friction, not fiction, but let's do this.
Goodness gracious. So I'm going to say 10 things. Tell me what you think, and then we can go back to anything you'd like. Okay, so here we go. Fact or fiction? The Giants will finish the season with a better record than the Jets.
Oh, that's fiction. I mean, you got Fields versus a rookie quarterback. I don't think this was like they gave the keys to Dart for this week, and they're going to go back to Russell next week. I think they're going to ride out this rookie. I don't think either one of the teams is winning more than 6 games, so it makes it fiction.
What he said.
Okay, 2 fictions. Okay, fact or fiction? The Eagles have the strongest chance of any team to go all the way.
That's fact to me, D-Pro. They are strong at every aspect of the ball, really. Defensive line, the secondary, the offensive line. They don't even care to use A.J. Brown. They're just screwing with that little book reading man out there. Like, they don't care. They're just having fun and winning and offsides on every tush push, and it doesn't matter. They're tough, man. They're it.
What was the question again?
The Eagles have the best chance to win the Super Bowl this year.
Oh yeah, I don't. That's fact. I don't see how Mahomes is out of it. Like, look, it's just a different team. It's a different culture. It's Kelsey cares more about just being a rock star than actually running dudes over. Seems more like a possession receiver. The Ravens, who I always have high expectations for, they're 1-3.
1-3.
1-3. This is week 4. I'll be all right. Bills, we'll see. I mean, but
Bills are a good 1A or
yeah. But the Eagles are. They're
Eagles are one.
pretty awesome.
All right, fact or fiction? The best food to pair with football is wings.
I like so many different foods. So I
Couldn't be.
I do. My mentality goes to, I think of like, well, am I at a bar watching a game or am I at a Super Bowl party? If I'm at a bar watching a game, yeah, fact, wings, love it. Hotter the better. I'll drink more beer. I'll enjoy the games more. But like at a Super Bowl party, like, yeah, I'd rather like give me a sub.
That's interesting. See, I could do like the pizza, burger, chicken sandwich kind of thing, like chicken parm kind of thing. I prefer that for games. If I'm going, I want to go hard. Wings, I feel a little dainty. You put them on, you put them down. Like no. I want to go hard. I want to feel like a slob on some days.
Also, like, tailgate. You think about tailgate with football. I don't want wings really on a tailgate.
No, they don't belong at a tailgate.
I want like a roll of paper towels and wet wipes when I'm eating wings, and that's like at a bar. Sure. So
that's right.
Fact or fiction? End zone celebrations have gone too far.
That's a fact. That's a fact. These guys are such fucking clowns. These fucking, especially these wide receivers with their fucking mouthpieces banging back and forth as they're catching, it's just stupid. It's just stupid. You know what? I'm old school. Just act like you've been there before. You know what Barry Sanders used to do? Barry Sanders used to just give the ball right to the referee. I've scored, and now here you go. You know, you want to do a spike, but you know the whole stupid like choreograph things. Get over yourselves. Get over yourselves and grow up.
JD.
Okay. I like the touchdown celebrations. I think they should go even further. So I'm going to say what opposite of what Chewbacca said. I need props. You know how they'll do like a little thing. Oh, we're going to throw the grenade and pretend everyone got hit by it and fall. I want an actual grenade on the field. And with the pin pulled, let's get weird. Let's get crazy. I want even more celebrations. Let's go.
So the whole team dies after the touchdown.
If that's what needs to happen, as long as I'm entertained.
Fact or fiction? New Jersey pizza, just as good, if not better, than New York pizza.
Fact.
Fact.
Nothing
No
else
analysis.
needs to be said.
Fuck New York. Fuck New York. Fuck the mayor they're probably going to fucking elect. Fuck their pizza.
How do you bring politics into this? Like, at all? I don't know how you do
Fuck
it.
New York.
Okay, another one. This is a little divisive here, because I know some of you feels very strongly about this one way. Fantasy football contains elements of nerdiness.
Elements?
Wait, someone's talking about fantasy football? I happen to have a
Oh my goodness gracious, the championship belt.
old girl right here. About to go to bed with her after we wrap up this
I've
Horse
never
Fumble
watched that thing
podcast.
either.
Elements? The whole thing is nerds.
I mean, we didn't plan this either, to have that belt room there.
Yeah. Fantasy football is Dungeons and Dragons for people who like sports.
Yeah.
Full stop.
Yep.
It's so nerdy. When I first started playing, there were no sites to host your metrics. That's how old I am. So my uncle would send around an Excel spreadsheet. So its origins are rooted in nerdy capabilities and possibilities. This was all totally nerdy. So sorry for hogging the segment, but I certainly feel a certain way about it. Don't you, honey? Yes, you do.
I brought it up at a friend who denied there being any elements of nerdiness because it involved sports. And I said, that's bullshit.
Bullshit.
It's total bullshit. Look at cybermetrics and saber. What was it? Saber or cyber? I don't even know.
Cyber sex and sabermetrics. I wouldn't confuse the two.
Yeah, it's nerd. It's big time nerd.
Yeah,
big time.
Okay, another one. Very divisive, especially for listeners of this podcast. Eli Manning is unquestionably a Hall of Famer.
Fiction. 2 great Super Bowl runs does not make a Hall of Fame career. I mean,
didn't expect that from you, Chewbacca.
There was nothing really sexy and like out there about. He was average. He was average until they asked him, did you think you were elite? And he said yes, and then he went on to win the Super Bowl that year. He's average. He threw a lot of interceptions. I don't care that he has 2 Super Bowl. No, they'll always when they give. Here we go. I know. When they run down a guy's resume and it's like, oh, he's a quarterback with 2 Super Bowls and 2 Super Bowl MVPs. Well, he's a quarterback, so they give it to the to the quarterback every year. Just look at it. The 2 years he won Super Bowls, you know their records? I don't, but they weren't 14-2 or 13-3. So sorry,
Yeah,
Eli, it's not an MVP.
I'm gonna pile on to that and agree. My whole thing is he was never top 3 in any category in any season that he played. Why would you all automatically chuck him into the Hall of Fame? Because frankly, I think his defenses won him a lot of those playoff games and did excellent in the Super Bowl for him. And they deserve a lot of credit too.
This is not one of the questions, but just to pile onto this, right? I heard a football podcast recently talking about if Joe Flacco somehow miraculously gets the Browns to the Super Bowl and wins the Super Bowl for them this year, does that get him into the Hall of Fame? Because he's already won a Super Bowl with the Ravens.
If that's your criteria for Eli, it's got to be your criteria for Flacco.
No.
Yeah, no.
And I think Flacco may have had a better statistical career than Eli.
I don't know.
But
Eli's got the yards. He's on
yeah,
an all-time list for yards, I think. Guys,
Okay, three more.
this fantasy football champion is getting real heavy. I got to put it back down. Oh,
It
God,
is heavy. It is
I
weighty.
hate being this good. I hate
I'm
it.
so
Three
I'm
more
so
questions.
glad I'm
It's a
so glad I
curse.
don't play in a league with you anymore.
It's a curse being so good.
Fact or fiction?
Yeah.
Bill Belichick is becoming a joke.
Yeah, a fact. I think he's taken some significant personal brand hits. I wouldn't say NFL legacy hits, but personal brand, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a fact. I mean, he's what am I, 46? What is she, 29? She's 17 years younger than me, and he's 26 years older than me. Is he 72, 73?
I believe 72.
It's really embarrassing. I'm
Those
embarrassed for him.
those pictures of him on the beach where he's on his back and he's holding her up by his feet. Like I was stunned that was not AI. Like that was absolutely amazing. As a Jets fan who's seen him beat my team for like 20 years straight, I am absolutely loving the image downfall of Bill Belichick. It's great to watch.
I'd
Yeah,
go
I did
look
that
for
move with my 3-year-old and called it like the elevators going up and down the stairs, and here he is doing it with the 29-year-old. Mess.
I'd go look for it if I gave a fuck, but I'm embarrassed for him. I really do.
I'll send you a pic later. It's worth watching. Trust me.
It's worth watching.
Last question in the fact or fiction segment. Fact or fiction? Jackson Dart will save Brian Daboll's job.
Fiction. I think him and the GM, I think they're out.
No matter what,
Again,
they're out.
Well, if Daniel Jones is a dark horse and ends up being in the MVP voting, they're definitely out. So I don't care what Jackson Dart does this year. I think the Colts, at minimum, because they're in a really shitty division, make the playoffs. And if they make that playoff run, let's say they make it despite their shitty division, like they're beating other playoff teams throughout the season. Like those guys are going. I mean, what is Jackson Dart? Is Jackson Dart going to have a Dan Marino like rookie year? No. Is he going to come even close to like that? No.
Without neighbors, especially.
Especially now the neighbors is gone. No.
No. I think, deeper to answer your question, I think the Giants need to get to 10 wins in order to save Daboll's job at this point. Anything less will be a firing, I feel.
Yeah, I feel like he's a dead man walking out there, and I feel like almost no matter what he does, he's gone. They're not going to trust him to groom this guy. I'm surprised they even kept him around for this year, knowing they were going to draft a guy. But Jackson Dart is like his last hope, but also such a long shot to keep him around. Like you said, unless they get to 10 or 11 wins and go to the NFC Championship or something, like what reason would they have? I think he's gone. So
Yeah.
So
yeah, I think we're finding out about just about Daboll that he's not quite the quarterback whisperer that people thought he was. It's just that Josh Allen's one of the best quarterbacks on the planet.
Evolved into one of the best quarterbacks on the planet, yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think Daboll. I mean, I'm sure maybe he had something to do with that.
That's what I'm
But
saying. Yeah.
it reminds me of when Adam Gase was the offensive coordinator for the Broncos that year that Peyton Manning had like 1,000 touchdowns. And then because of that, they thought, oh, this guy would be great as a head coach. It doesn't always work out that way. Sometimes the guy is just an elite player and just doing his own thing. So just for the sake of transparency, right? We are recording this Sunday night. The Jets have not played yet. So it's been a very carefree Sunday for me. I just got to watch a little bit of the Giants game. I went to go watch my daughter's soccer team lose. Just another Sunday.
Nothing better.
But by the time you hear this, the Jets game will have happened. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to announce the Jets results as if they have happened and see how ridiculous I sound. So Justin Fields returned to the lineup, played very well. Garrett Wilson proved once again that he is their only true offensive weapon, went over 100 yards receiving. Jets barely skate by and secure a win with a late fourth quarter silly interception by Tua Tagovailoa by probably Tony Adams. Final score 23-20. I do think the Jets pull this one out with some late heroics and a late mistake by Tua. That's how I feel. You're probably listening to this after the Dolphins have already beat the Jets. Who the hell knows? This is how I feel about it. What do you guys think?
Jets-Dolphins is the kind of matchup where both teams should apologize to the viewer before the game. Come out there almost like a moment of silence, both squads, and look at the camera and just say, look, we're sorry for what you're about to watch here tonight. and the product that we're about to put on this field.
The NFL should apologize. The amount of the times that the Giants and Jets have played national, those national, whether Sunday night, Thursday, Monday night,
Joke.
over the last few seasons, it makes no sense whatsoever. I mean, they should be on permanent 1:00 East Coast time game. It's pretty embarrassing that they're like, oh yeah, Jets Miami will be a good matchup. Like, why?
Well, it was like when they put the Jets in prime time like 8 times the year that Aaron Rodgers
Aaron
toured
Rodgers.
Phillies, and then they were stuck with Zach Wilson in prime time like 8
Yeah.
different times.
Yeah.
And now
Flex
it's
that shit.
typically, other than the Monday night game, it's Jets typically at 1:00. Missionary.
And
Like,
tomorrow night's the 2 simultaneous Monday Night Football games. The NFL's plan is to basically crush your productivity, screw your sleep schedule, and of course, the entity that came up with this was the league that thinks it's a great idea to charge you $23.99 for a Miller Genuine Draft at a stadium. So it's too much for me, man. This whole double dip on Monday nights, don't like it.
not
Don't
a
like it
fan.
at all.
Not a fan at all. But hey, it's been fun. Chewbacca, do you have any other absurdly long explanations you'd love to let us hear on the podcast before we drop off?
Listen, man, why use 50 words when 100 will do?
Why
I know I've got that backwards, by the way.
It's been fun cutting up with you guys. It always is. Thanks for listening. Give us a follow on YouTube at The Forced Fumble, on Instagram at The Forced Fumble. Give us a review on Apple or follow us on Spotify. It's been fun. We'll see you next time on The Forced Fumble.
Later.